hit Lattafa on the line earlier today, told them people, I said, look, man, y'all playing games with us. Drop them Lattafa fragrances in Burlington like ASAP. Run that truck through. We need them fragrances in there. And man, do it now. So look, if you go through Burlington's and you see them fragrances in there, it's because your boy, I hollered at Lattafa for us. YouTube, what's the vibe? It's your boy Zebo708, and I'm back at you with another one. Today, I hit up Burlington, doing a little walkthrough, strolling to see what they got in the store. It's a Friday. I'm thinking maybe they didn't, brought something new since the last time that I've been there. I've also seen a few videos with a few people reviewing different fragrances that they actually purchased from Burlington. That was something that I haven't seen at my Burlington. So, I wanted to take a gander and see what my Burlingtons had. So, it was a bust. It was a bust. All they had was all this Polo, all of this, this CK1, they had a bunch of Voyagers, the usual shelf-filling stuff that everybody pretty much just pass over. However, I did notice that they added an additional rack shelf full of fragrances, which leads me to believe that the shelves that they have are being, overran. It's like, they packed. So they needed more room for fragrances, which is a plus, because in the future, who's to say what's going to be on those shelves, and they need more room. Fragrances are pretty much booming out of these Burlingtons. So this is a plus for us that, search these Burlingtons and these rack stores looking for fragrances. That means that they're paying attention, and that's always a plus for us, because the more room they have, the more fragrances they bring. Plus. However, they did have a nice selection for the ladies. They had new Paris corners. They had new Lattafas. I've even seen one that was like it was a Paris corner unisex. However, when I did pull it up, it leaned, a little bit too much sweet and too feminine for me. So I kind of left that there. I wanted to try it, but it just, it just leaned a little bit too feminine as, described. So, and plus they wanted like 40-something bucks for it. So that's what kind of piqued my interest. Usually when Lattafa or Paris corner, are on the high end, it's usually a new release or released earlier this year, or on the high end of their fragrances. It's like, some of their better fragrances that's doing really well. So, I decided that I was just going to go ahead and get up out of there because it wasn't too much of nothing. Lo and behold, bottom shelf on the new rack. Bam. I stumbled across this Lattafa's Nebras. And I guess that's how you pronounce it. But hey, I stumbled across this joint. And this was like that, man, I almost struck out. 2 strikes, last at bat. And we finna see if I hit a home run. So we're gonna jump right into this fragrance. I don't have any real clue what's to this fragrance, besides I poured it up just to make sure that it was a male fragrance or unisex, which it falls under the category of unisex. And let me see where the price at. Here's the price of that. We got the price, 30 bucks. 30 bucks. So nice. It's almost, it's wooden. Well, cardboard. I'm not gonna say wooden. It's cardboard. Nice little graphics on it. Got the Lattafa symbol on there. And that might be upside down. Let me flip that the correct way for y'all. Beautiful box. Like this is, and it's one of them joints that slide out. Almost like Banana Republic. So you slide that joint out like a young book. And that's decent. I'm really liking that. I'm really liking it. These one of them boxes that I definitely will hold on to. Bam, booklet inside of a Burlington's fragrance. So that lets you know that this is more along the upscale, because usually you go to Burlington's, you snatch something over the counter, they ain't really got no booklets in there. But we got a booklet, another one. Inside you got the little, kind of the little cushion with the little furish kind of like material on there. Fake vinyl. I mean fake velour. Got your imprint. And here's the bottle. Bam. I'm pretty sure that, you know, you Lattafa fragrance enthusiasts have seen this bottle before. I have. I've seen this bottle before. And they got the Lattafa joint on the side. So, we're going to jump right into this fragrance. I'm not going to hold y'all. You know, we're going to see what's to it. Do what I do, usually. Put this in the air. Lay it on testing strip. And then we're going to put it on skin to see how that bad boy lay on skin. All right, so I do want to post these notes up here so you can check them out. See if it's something that you're interested in. See if it's something in there that you don't like, that, you know, rub you the wrong way and you just ain't feeling it. Opt out of it quick. Nice little bottle, man. It's very heavy, very heavy. Cap got a little weight to it. Snap in place. Pretty sturdy. So we're gonna go ahead and test this atomizer. Give that joint a couple sprays. Don't really project too much. Strong in the air. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. Strong in the air. Strong. And in the gate, it smells like hot cocoa. That's the first thing that I'm getting. Hot cocoa. Like when you first open up the bag of hot cocoa, you rip that bag open and that powder come up. That's what you getting in the gate. Hot cocoa. I'm not getting maybe, but I can't even really say like vanilla, because cocoa kind of got that vanilla vibe to it, that smooth sweetness to it. But definitely cocoa, like definitely strong cocoa. We're gonna put this joint on testing script. And that's crazy because the note comprise, it has a pretty decent amount of accords in it. But for it to be dominated with that cocoa smell, man, that's just like I'm getting in the air, I'm getting nothing else but that. Now, on testing script, it dialed down. It dialed down some. It's not as, you know, a cocoa vibe, though you get a hint of it, like it's foundational, but it's not thick and rich like when you fresh open that cocoa pack, like it is in the air. So I am getting vanilla though. I am getting vanilla. I'm getting a little floral. Man, I need to put this on skin though. I need to put it on skin because I know it's definitely gonna change on skin than it is in the air and on testing strip, because it's a dramatic change from air to testing strip. They turned the volume down on the cocoa on the testing strip. So it's not turned all the way down, but it's turned down. But it's still a cocoa, vanilla, you know, sweet kind of hint to it. Anyway, it's not a aggressively sweet fragrance that, you know, will kind of like turn you off and make you, you know, feel like it's just too sweety. It's not that. It's just a natural, edible kind of a sweet to it. On skin, cocoa is dialed down to a minimum. Now you get a hint of the rest of the notes. You got red berries in here. You got mandarin orange. You got vanilla. You got cacao, which is nothing more than the seeds that's grounded down to make cocoa. So your cocoa is there. You got rose. You got sugar. You got tonka bean. You got amber. You got musk. And this is like a blend of all of those notes to where nothing is necessarily standing above the next. It's just a blend. It's just, everything is just dialed in to like a harmonious fragrance. It's all just meshing well. You know what I mean? Like they all are like arm in arm, you know, holding together. This is a beautiful fragrance. I did do a little review on it, and majority of the review says that it's a long-lasting fragrance. Projection is minimum. They say up to 3 to 4 maybe hours of like projection. Well, 2 is a strong projection. 3 and 4 is, you know, moderate. And after that point, for the remaining 3 hours, it's just like a skin fragrance. The sillage or the silage, they didn't really say too much about that. However, everyone had great remarks about it. With my nose and me smelling it, it's a great fragrance. It smells good. I can actually see, you know, this being worn during fall and winter. Now you can pull it off during the summer if this is how you want to smell. However, that cocoa hint, you know, that gives you that winter, that fall, that winter, you know, kind of vibe. It gives you the colder months where you smell like hot cocoa. That's what I'm getting from it. And, you know, that's when I'm pretty much going to be wearing it. I'm not going to, damn, I thought they cracked the bottle on that joint. You see that? See that? I thought the bottle was cracked on that joint. I don't know if that's part of the design in this joint or what. It looked like it's part of the design in that joint. But anyway, back to the fragrance. Definitely a beautiful fragrance. Definitely one that, you know, I'm gonna enjoy. I would rank it, you know, as being one of the better Lattafa fragrances in my collection. I definitely could see it beating out a few other fragrances from Lattafa that I got. And it's just a beautiful fragrance. It smells good. However, in my opinion, and, you know, according to how I'm going to rock it, it's definitely going to be fall and winter, you know, because it give me that vibe of, you know, hot cocoa. So I can't see myself really, you know, in the summertime rocking no hot cocoa or smelling like hot cocoa while, you know what I mean? It's just, it's nice outside. It's summer. It's breeze. I got light fragrances for that. And this is pretty dense. It's pretty thick. It's nice and warm smelling. So if this is what you're looking for, go out and grab it. And now is a good time, you know, to build up that winter fragrance collection. Take the opportunity to grab them fragrances now, you know. By the time fall and winter hit, your fragrance would have been matured enough. You put that joint on and him hitting. So I'm going to get up out of here. Thanks for watching the video. Jump in the comments. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Share that joint with a friend, a family member, a hater, a motherfucker that smell bad. You trying to pick them up, you know, give them a hint, whatever you need to do. It's your boy Zebo708. I'm up out of here, and you know how we do. Much love, my people. Peace.